Hey guys. Well, I don't know. I think, well, I have to think some things have improved. And, um, and it feels a little bit better. So, again, I'm encouraged again in certain ways. Um, I got, some looks today and, well, it does seem like something has changed. Heard that song again just as I was coming home about how there's something between you and me. And I'm thinking, well, if you've noticed it, it's probably because you were trying to get in, and they're saying, no, no, you can't come in. This is not a place for you. And so I'm probably being protected from unlawful entry, is what I'm guessing. Which, that's good. It's always good to be protected from, you know, those who have nefarious mindsets. Yeah, so I was, you know, I don't, again, these people on this deal, where they're like trying to say that they were my spouse, my kingdom spouse. And then there was the other one, the cool chick that was saying, that it was true love, I guess, or something. Or hell, who knows what was going on. Nobody ever discussed anything with me. I was completely left out of it. I thought they thought I was a mushroom. Remember what they used to, I think it was back in the 70s, I think they came out with that where they treat me like a mushroom. They keep me in the dark and they feed me, yeah, yeah, that's right. They feed me a whole bunch of them. Now, I noticed, there was some exchanges going on out there today and some attempts at some things. And there's no reason to state our case again and again. I did see where the Black Witch had put something out there, and I admit, I tried to give it a listen, but it was very difficult, and I couldn't. And so there was like, I would try to listen, and I might get like 2 or 3 seconds or whatever, and like, oh, I get the gist of that, and then fast forward another minute or two, and it was like, what I was getting was, it was a repeating thing, and it was all again, it was all like lies in support of prior lies, something like that. Building up this fantasy, trying to flesh it out from the outside as it dies or something, about what it was and all that. So, and I saw a smile today that made me smile later. First, I was like, not so sure, because I'm kind of wary of these tall people. I look at them, I'm like, yeah, you bet. Yeah, I asked one of them the other day. I said, how tall are you? And he told me. I said, did you come by honestly? He smiled at me, and I thought, and from the smile he gave me and the face he gave me, I thought, no, you didn't. But he said, what do you mean? And I said, well, if you don't know what I mean, then you must come by it honestly. You must come by it honestly. But I don't think so. I mean, there's a bunch of tall people out there that got just the worst luck coming to them, man. And then I heard somebody was talking about how there was this couple that had been gunning for us or something, but that wasn't working out for them, or it wasn't going to work out for them. And then I saw something today, something really odd, a little thing that was round, and I thought, yeah, I could just imagine what its face looked like, and it had some little smaller thing with it, and I thought, yeah, and that's something you stole from me. And if you did steal something good for me that I really want, I can only, again, be as sweet and as nice as I possibly can be and advise you strongly to return that before I invent the option or find the option to come finding it. Okay, so moving on. There's no reason for me to try really to address in any type of detail any of the comments about, these. Again, because basically whenever they talk about they and them, and this one is unhappy about that, or that one a backfire on somebody, or all I know is there was this one chick, and then there was this really, really ass chick that, I said goodbye to, who wouldn't go away. Now there was this other chick that I was interested in maybe getting to know, but then there was this ass chick who just would not FO. No matter what, you say goodbye, and they're like, "Oh, I'll just delete you from my Facebook." So I pretend like it never happened. You never did tell me goodbye, or something. But and so we don't know who they're talking about, and I've got to the point where it's just out of a sense of it's a self-preservation mechanism to I can't care about it anymore. One of them was talking about that the other day, saying something that you wanted, something that you really wanted, but then you thought you didn't want it after all, and you decided you didn't want it because your ego kicked in or something, and you were trying to protect yourself from disappointment or something. I don't know what, but it sounds psychological or something. And I was like, yeah, exactly. Except no, I still don't want it. And it's like, no, this is not. It's not something peculiar to this one moment. This is something ingrained. Again, I said it plainly whenever I said it. If there's something I want, I'm presented with something, and it's like, ooh, look, here, want this. And I go, ooh, I think I might want that. And I investigate it a little bit, and I look around the edges and poke at it maybe some, and try to sneak a peek behind the scenes, and I decide, I do want that. I think I want that. Well, then there becomes a little clock. It goes like that, and it's going tick 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 tick, and time's running out on it. It's running out on it. My desire for that is running out. And then with every thing you discover about how, it's got this rust spot on it, and it's got this smells like BO in here in this car, or whatever it is you're finding wrong with it, right? Time starts running faster and faster and faster. And the more you have to suffer for it, and the more you have to want for it, and the more you have to, I can't have it. I can't have it. It's painful. Till finally all the glass breaks or whatever, and all the sand's run out. And there's no more time left on it. And you don't want it anymore. As a matter of fact, you so much don't want it that you're not interested. You've lost your desire for it. And if they keep trying to make you want it, then you get to the point where you're like, I really don't want that. That'd be like the last thing I want. Why? Because it's so much trouble. So damnable much amount of trouble. It's like, you want to date some chick, but her dad has a problem with you. Well, I guess you could try this or you could try that, but after that, it's like, well, hell with it. I'd try some chick that's more available, and I guess I'm just not going to measure up to the Montagues, or is it the Capulets? And who gives a shit? The Romeo and Juliet were idiots, complete idiots, who threw away their lives. Why? Because they loved each other and couldn't be together. So, well, nice. Again, I don't have a suicidal tendency in me at all. I really don't. Nothing like that. Nothing to pursue after true love. Like I said with that, like 5 years ago, I was done. And is it a loss? And have I been ripped off of this or that? Well, again, all I can say is through your shady practices, you managed to murder the crap out of me the first few years. But again, that I guess was, part of a strategy. Give me my stuff back. If you got something valuable to me that's all sweet and yummy and good, then just it'll be best for you to give it back, because you don't want me to send for it or anything like that, because that'd be unpleasant. The people that come to collect will be unpleasant. They won't like you. Past that, I saw a few people out there today that I thought, well, I don't know, I got a nice, good feel about them. Saw a few people out there, I was like, oh, Jesus, God, will they never leave off? Why do they keep trying? Why? Can't they see the writing on the wall that at some point, no matter what they're doing, they're not going to be able to be close to or connected with? And in other words, it's you're the wrong kind is the wrong kind. Now, I heard somebody talking on the radio about it was a song about going home, and I said I think it was Crew, and I was like, well, I hope you can get home. I hope whenever you get home, you're acceptable to the home, to the house. And I just pointed out, I reminded you, I saw where Mick said straight out, "No, you've changed too much." To one of them, it was like, "Nah, you go on. Ain't no reason to try to come back home when you change too much." You see, I think there's a lot of people. Maybe that's where that saying comes from. That old saying of "you can never go home." Now, I used to hear that, and I thought, well, that is kind of a stupid old saying, isn't it? What do you mean you can never go? And now I realized it was a poetic thing, that you can never recapture the past or something like that. Damn, I think they had something there, don't you think? Especially whenever you leave and you try to come back and all you find is rank strangers. Like you're in a whole different world. That's why we love and trust in the Father above, because he doesn't change. Neither does heaven. He's always the same. He's always in the same place. You don't have to lose yourself completely in some damnable fantasy. You don't have to become lost in magic and go insane because there's nothing held sacred and nothing left that you could. I mean, what? You'd think out of all that there was available to those of magic, love would be held above all things. It's like the most valuable of all things possible. But if you don't have any love in you and you don't have a heart to feel it, then you're not going to be able to value that, now are you? It's going to be like pearls before swine, don't you think? At the 13th minute mark. That's another number. It's significant, isn't it? 12 plus 1. My score's back up on the killing again. Eye to hand coordination is pretty decent, and but it doesn't seem like I'm going to get anywhere near what my scores were prior to, say, I don't know, last August. Not on that. However, I have high hopes regarding a lot of other stuff. And again, then I think again of that image I saw today. And it's like, these people are, I'll tell you, if you got my stuff, that if I want to get someplace, I'm going to go, hey, wait a minute, they got the best of all that, then I'm going to come back. Or I won't come back, I'll send somebody. Okay? I'll send them. And all I can tell you is this, is no piece of me is going to be left with it. Now it's unacceptable to think that some part of me would be left with the evil and it would be imprisoned with him. It'd be better to come back and destroy that entire world, nuke the site from orbit, just to make sure that no part of me was left behind. You can see the logic in that, right? And there's a logic to it. You have to it's like, well, we got to finish this. You got to finish it, right? Don't we? Isn't that what Revelations is all about? It's the it's the finishing touches to the game, something like that, or it's the in-game cleanup right before the creation of the new game, something like that maybe. Well, I don't know. We've been told so many different stories about what the future holds, and so often times it seems that the story is being told by people who are deciding, well, okay, the dragon's included. Then on other days, it's like, well, the dragon's not included, so it's not going to be that story. I'm thinking, well, I prefer the other story where I didn't build anything with a bunch of evil, people, and be stuck with a bunch of people that hate me, or stuck with anybody that hates anything. I don't want to be stuck with a bunch of people that hate. Would you? Just imagine that you couldn't be angry because you didn't have that entity with you. No part of that thing lived in you anymore. It had no ability to rule your throne. It had no ability to influence your throne, your locus of control. You could be disgusted. You might feel tested, impatient perhaps about something, but not actual anger. Can you even imagine it? Can you imagine how that enhances your freedom, your peace, your love? Can you imagine how much more you can love if anger is absent? Could you imagine if you were in a romantic situation, or let's go ahead and say the two you went ahead and married because obviously you're quite compatible, etc., so on and so on, and neither one of you had anger, and you were both with the same God. You were both day people. Could you imagine the amount of love that you would share between you? And that third party too, the light. Or the fourth party, the Holy Spirit, which probably would show up as light or something like that. Anyway, God love you and God keep you. I hope that things are going to get better. I heard I'm going to be moving. Maybe that's in spirit. If it is, I'm glad of it. And it does seem like something has changed today. And I'm glad of it. It doesn't seem bad at all. I guess I'll know sooner than later. But I'm going to just relax for the moment. And I know I've got some chores I've got to take care of, and places I've got to go, and things I'm going to have to get done, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm kind of waiting until after the cardiac patient gets her procedure done on Monday. And then a whole bunch of stuff. I think I'm just going to check off. You just have a list where I'm just checking them off, piece by piece. Because the way we've changed and the way we feel is like so much more again. Tom is Tom again. It seems like that's what it feels like. Tommy Tom Tom. Tommy Tom Thomas. Yes, the triple towel, which is sort of a mystery to me. Again, guys, all you that are for us, and you daytime people, you Norman Rockwell loving romantics out there, all of you people who believe in the good and all that, and who just love the day and are helping to save the day. God love you. I pray heaven loves you and helps you. Hope to be with y'all soon.